Imagine being able to walk into any room, lock eyes with a woman, say just a few words, or make a single move, instantly. You see it, that spark in her eyes, that soft smile, that subtle shift in her energy tells you she's feeling something real. Most men never experience this because they are focused on saying the perfect line, trying too hard, or doing too much. But what if I told you that it's not about trying harder, but about doing something incredibly simple, incredibly natural, and yet so powerful that it feels almost unfair? Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that is, why it works, and how you can use it starting right now. First, let's be real. Women are highly intuitive. They can sense authenticity, confidence, and emotional energy faster than you can blink. You don't impress a woman by throwing flashy gestures or pretending to be someone you're not. The moment you try too hard, they feel it, and it kills attraction. What truly melts a woman is when you create a moment that feels completely organic, one that taps into her emotions, without ever making her feel pressured, judged, or uncomfortable. So, what is this move that makes women melt? It's genuine, focused presence, not just being there physically. I'm talking about giving her your undivided, relaxed, attentive energy, like she is the only person that matters in that moment. No distractions, no fidgeting, no glancing at your phone. When you focus fully on her, when you listen with real interest, when you respond naturally instead of waiting to talk, you instantly separate yourself from 99% of men out there. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're at a coffee shop, and you strike up a conversation with a woman. Instead of nervously thinking about what witty thing to say next, you stay calm. You look her in the eyes, not with intensity or creepiness, but with warmth and steadiness. You smile genuinely when she says something funny. You tilt your head slightly when she shares a story, showing you're engaged. These tiny, natural signals tell her, without a single word, that you are safe, that you are genuinely interested, and that you are fully present. That feeling, that's what makes her melt. But I want to be even more specific. Being present isn't just about body language. It's also about emotional energy. When you're truly present, you are not thinking about impressing her. You are not calculating your next move. You are simply enjoying the interaction. Women pick up on this immediately. It creates an emotional safety zone around you, where she feels seen, heard, and appreciated without judgment. That is incredibly rare and incredibly attractive. Another practical tip: slow down your speech slightly, not in a robotic way, but in a way that shows you are comfortable in your skin. Men who rush through their words often come across as nervous or needy. Speaking with a steady, confident pace naturally communicates calmness and self-assurance. It gives her space to respond, and it builds a rhythm that feels natural and intimate. Now, some of you might be wondering, what if you don't feel confident yet? How can you be present when your mind is racing? Here's the key: presence is a skill, not a talent. It's something you can train. One simple exercise you can start using immediately is this. When talking to her, mentally repeat the words "I'm right here," quietly, in your mind. This anchors you in the moment and stops your brain from running away into worries or distractions. It keeps your focus locked gently on her and on the connection you're building. There's one more critical detail. Your touch, if and only if the moment feels natural, should be light, slow, and respectful. A brief touch on the arm during a laugh, a soft tap on her shoulder when teasing her playfully. These small gestures, done correctly, can massively amplify connection. The rule is simple: if it feels forced, don't do it. Authenticity is your secret weapon. Another powerful technique that makes women melt is mastering the art of pauses. Silence, when used the right way, can be incredibly attractive. Most guys are terrified of silence. They think it means the conversation is dying or that they're losing her interest. But confident men understand that a slight pause can create tension, intimacy, and depth. When you say something meaningful, allow a beat of silence. Let your words land. Give her a moment to feel them. This subtle use of space shows that you're comfortable with emotional depth, and it invites her to step into that space with you. Let me give you a real-world example. Say you're telling a story about a crazy adventure you had while traveling. After you deliver the punchline, instead of rushing into another story, you just smile and look at her with relaxed eyes. Maybe she laughs, maybe she comments, but the important thing is, you give the moment space to breathe. This creates a natural rhythm where connection can build without pressure. Now, another crucial move that almost no one talks about: noticing the small things about her and mentioning them in a sincere, non-creepy way. Women want to be seen for more than just their looks. They crave to be recognized for the effort they put into the little details. If you genuinely notice something unique about her, the way she laughs, a thoughtful accessory she's wearing, or even the energy she brings into a room, and you mention it without making it weird or over the top, you will hit a deep emotional chord. For example, instead of saying something generic like "you look beautiful," which she probably hears all the time, You could say, you have a way of making people feel comfortable around you. It's rare. Notice how that compliment isn't about her looks. It's about who she is. Compliments that touch her character, her energy, her essence, are infinitely more powerful than surface-level comments. Let's go even deeper. Another move that can melt a woman is when you show emotional intelligence in small but meaningful ways. If you sense she's feeling a little off or distracted, instead of ignoring it or getting defensive, you simply acknowledge it gently. You might say, "You seem a little distant right now. Everything okay?" You're not accusing her. You're not being needy. You're simply showing that you are attuned to her emotional state. This makes her feel deeply understood, and that level of understanding builds instant trust and intimacy. Practical tip: don't overthink it. You don't need to fix her problems. You just need to notice and acknowledge her feelings. Most men either ignore emotions or try to bulldoze through them. Women don't want solutions all the time. They want emotional presence. Now here's something that might surprise you. Sometimes, the thing that melts her the most is simply your willingness to be a little vulnerable yourself. I don't mean dumping your life story or crying about your problems 5 minutes into meeting her. I mean being willing to share a small, authentic piece of yourself without fear. Maybe it's talking about something you're passionate about. Maybe it's admitting you were a little nervous before coming over to talk to her. That kind of low-key vulnerability shows massive strength because it proves you don't need to hide who you are to seek approval. It creates a feeling of closeness that scripted pickup lines and fake bravado can never achieve. Think about it. Would you feel more connected to someone who acts like they're perfect and untouchable, or to someone real enough to show a bit of their true self? Exactly. Vulnerability, when done right, is magnetic. One last real-world tactic for this part: when you're ending a conversation, leave her with a feeling, not just a goodbye. Instead of something forgettable like "it was nice meeting you," say something that anchors an emotional memory. For example, "Talking to you is the best part of my day," said with a genuine smile. Short, simple, but powerful. It leaves her thinking about you long after you walk away. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with something even more powerful. Everything we've talked about today: presence, emotional awareness, genuine compliments, confident pauses, and real vulnerability, boils down to one core principle: making her feel safe to be her full, authentic self around you. When a woman feels safe, appreciated, and genuinely seen, her guard drops naturally. She doesn't have to think about it. It just happens. That is when real attraction happens. The kind that isn't based on tricks or games, but on something real and lasting. And here's the thing: you don't need to master all of this perfectly right away. Start with 1 or 2 of these ideas. Practice them in real interactions. Notice how people respond, not just women, but everyone. Presence, authenticity, and emotional intelligence are universally attractive traits, and the better you get at living them, the more magnetic you become, effortlessly. If you take nothing else from this video, remember this: the most attractive version of you is the one that feels completely comfortable in your skin, fully present, genuinely interested in others, and unafraid to show a little of your true self. That version of you doesn't need to chase. That version of you is naturally irresistible. Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these techniques are you most excited to try first? Or maybe you've already used some of them without even realizing it. Drop a comment below and share your experience. I read every single one. If you found even one valuable idea in today's video, do me a favor, hit that like button. Share this video with someone you know would appreciate it. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel because I have so much more real, practical advice coming your way that will change the way you connect with women forever. Thanks for spending this time with me today. Remember, you already have everything you need to create real, powerful connections. You just have to trust yourself and take that first step. I'll see you in the next video.